I got to tell you something funny.
Go ahead.
So I ran inside. I was smiling. I'm getting my eyes chest. And I have 3 kids. My youngest is 17. Let's just say she has attitude. And she's like, "Why are you smiling like that?" And I said, I get ready to do a podcast. And she goes, "What?" I go, "He has the same idea I do. Just kick back, have cocktails, 2 guys talking about life."
I thought the same thing when you told me about what you were doing. I was like, yeah, that's the point. Because, well, wait, we got to talk about this on the show. We're not talking about this
Agreed.
now. That's the whole
Totally
point. That's
agree.
the whole point.
Totally
okay.
agree.
Are we doing the shot on the show or are we doing another shot on the show?
I'll do both, whatever you want to do.
That's what I'm asking.
And again, I think, like, my wife thinks I'm crazy, but I've done it from the very beginning. I post shit. I post drinking. I post doing shots. And I think the blue collar dude loves it because he's like,
yes,
he's
we're
just
talking
like,
about concrete here.
Yes. No, so I say we do it on air.
Okay. All right, good. I don't care if we do multiple. I don't care how drunk we get, dude. I really don't.
Amen.
I had,
That's
what was the guy, Austin Isbell, the guy that won the wheelbarrow championship? Dude, he was smoking a joint while he was interviewing with me. And I was like, dude, I don't care what you do. It's your world. Whatever you want people to see is up to you, man. I'm not gonna, All right. We got everything. I got an idea of where to start, and we'll roll from there.
Sweet.
Okay. So I do an opener. So you've never seen any of my shows yet. You never even clicked the link to walk Rick Thomas, did you?
No, I did. I watched a little bit of Rick's.
Okay. All right. So give me a second to do my opener, and I'll introduce you and be like, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining me, and say hello and all that kind of stuff. Whatever. Thanks for coming. Whatever.
Okay.
And then I'll start off with my first questions, and we'll just kind of roll from there. Okay.
Sweet.
Okay.
Do I have to push anything over here?
You don't have to do jack shit. It is recording. It's been recording for 13 minutes. You can see in the corner. I control everything.
You are the master.
Okay. Oh, is it Scott Brening?
Yes.
Brening.
Brening.
Okay. I forgot to ask that. Okay. All right, cool. Welcome to another episode of Concrete Mystique, the podcast. I've been excited about this one for a while. Scott didn't know this. I'm on with Scott Brening today, and he has no idea that I've been thinking about this really from the beginning of me wanting to do a podcast. I've rarely got to talk to this guy over the years, and every time I have, we've had such a good time together. He's always smiling. He's always in a good mood. I've never seen this guy not smile. I've never seen attitude from him. And so I've been excited to finally get a chance to meet and talk with him some more. So I just got to say, man, thank you for joining me. Welcome to the show. And how you doing today?
I'm excited to be here. But hey, I want to say we've gotten to hang out at the Decocrete shows for the last 9 years.
Yes, I didn't say we didn't know each other. It's just getting into this kind of part of it. But let's be realistic here. We haven't talked that much. I mean, that was kind of the point.
Yeah. No, I get it.
In fact, that was something I was going to start with in the first place. Because I always start my shows with, when was the first time we met? So do you remember how long ago it was that we first met? Was it at the Decocrete show? Was it at World of Concrete? Was there something I don't know about? Kind of thing like that.
No, it was 100% at the Decocrete show. And we all knew the same people. Jesse Wendt.
Yes.
Was
I want to get him on here sometime too. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we just went to dinner, and I think, you correct me if I'm wrong, I think you were wearing a purple blazer jacket.
That sounds like something I would do.
So do you own one?
I think I own blue. I don't know if I own purple, but you're talking to a colorblind artist, so how would I know?
Okay, maybe it was blue. So yes, we've met, but you're right. We talk once a year at one dinner, and we're usually having cocktails. Yes,
we never get to see each other at World of Concrete because you're in a whole different world there too, and I'm going to get to that too. That's one of the things I do like. It's cool what you do at World of Concrete. I want to get into that too. All right.
Yep.
So I have one silly question for you, man. Because of that point, because of the idea that we've met once a year at Decocrete for years now. Out of curiosity, I don't normally ask this, but I feel like I can ask you this. Out of curiosity, you've seen me from like a third person point of view for years, right?
Yep. Yeah.
What's the take on what's going on with Rick from a third person point of view during the show? Just curious.
Well, I love that your creativity and everything. So like you said, I'm always working my booth, so I get to see people walking to the bathroom, coming back. But I also get to see you early because you're doing your work, and I see you lay it out, and I see. And what's so interesting is my wife tells me this all the time when I'm doing a project or whatever, I'm quiet because I'm thinking, and when I walk by, I see you sitting there all by yourself. You have your tape, literally, you tape things on the ground, and. So no, I think you're an absolute artist, and you've been now doing this, which is awesome. I love this, but you also have been teaching, and I didn't know that for a long time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, from the very I mean, I have a degree in teaching. Like I have a master's degree. So that's one of the things I'm supposed to be doing anyway. I'm just supposed to be doing it at a collegiate level, but that's
Right.
okay. I'm very happy teaching the way I do. I think my background does help on that kind of stuff. It also is your passion for the industry kind of thing. You can't teach if you don't have a passion for it. No matter what you're
Amen.
teaching, no matter what
Amen.
school it is, no matter what type of education it is, if it's math, for example, man, you can't teach math if you don't have a passion for it. That's something obvious.
Yeah,
Now,
and I think that's the one word that people often equate both of us is that people say that we have passion, and absolutely, I can't sell something if I don't believe in it.
that's a very good point, man, actually, because to the vice versa, I have watched you do your thing. I have watched you at your booth, and I've seen the way you talk to people, and I can see the animation you have and the excitement you have. And that's a really interesting point because I didn't even think about that when I wrote down to ask you that silly question. I never thought about the perspective of the other side that I have watched also from my point of view. It's hilarious that you said that because yes, I have watched your passion over the years 100%. And it bleeds into everything we do in this industry. Like again, it's not just during the show and we're faking it to get a sale. It's also
Right.
when we go out at night and we hang out with people. It's nonstop. There is no joke. This is not fake. We're not doing this because we have to. We're doing this because we want to. And of course, we make money doing it. So that's the have to part, but it's great doing it because we love it.
From the very beginning, people told me, yes, we have a 844 number, which is like an 800 number, but I would give out my cell phone, and people are like, "You're absolutely fucking crazy." And I said, "No, I want people to know that I'm there if they need me, and also." I have friends around the country that I'll text periodically. And I think that's amazing. What other industry, and it is, like you said, it's a brotherhood.
Yes.
That literally, well, I think this is absolutely amazing. When I did the Dan Power, when I went out there and interviewed Dan, I said, "Hey, tell me the closest hotel." He goes, "What are you talking about? You're staying with me." I go, "There's no way in hell I'm staying with you." And he goes, "I'm not telling you." So he was so kind, and again, a friend, and he let me stay at his house.
That's awesome. Yeah, that is a part of this
Like,
industry. That's a great point to how this industry works. You're right about that. And on top of that too, what was I going to say? It is an interesting industry when it comes to all that kind of stuff because we all it's a very I forget how I was going to say it. This is a very fun industry to be a part of. It really
100%.
is. And there's different aspects of being a part of this industry. You know, there's different ways to look at your role in this industry and what you're doing as you're here. And there's no limit to what you can do to take on that role and enjoy it however you want to. You know, and it's just there's just so many directions to take that kind of conversation, to be honest with you. That's what's so awesome about this industry and why I surprisingly have so much passion for it when I should have just stayed in my studio and painted for the rest of my life and not come into an industry like this and not found a way to make art outside of a canvas, you know?
Yeah,
Now,
and what shocks me every year too, recently I went to the Bob Harris, institute that they have out there, and I went to my first training class. What impresses me, I think they had about 18 contractors. These guys, they're not newbies. They're veterans.
correct.
They've been doing this for years, and every year, everyone wants to get better. Everyone wants to share a technique, and I just don't see that. I thought about it, like literally on my flight home. Painters, electricians, carpenters. Do they all get together every year and try to get better?
Probably. I don't know. I mean, I
I don't
say the
know
same
either.
thing about that in the art world too. Like I this happened years ago, and it was in my interview with Crystal Plose. We were talking about the idea of, because she's an artist too, so we were talking about art, and she literally uses paint in between her coatings on an interior floor to create her awesome sea life and everything she does. So we were talking about paint, just the purity of the idea of paint. And years ago at Concrete Decor, they had done one with the faux industry too. They combined together to do one big show together. And for the first time, there was a booth for paint. It was golden, and it's exactly the paint I use in every painting I do. That is my go-to for my other industry, my other world that I live in. And when I sit in my studio and I work, all of my paints are golden. But I've never got to talk to Golden.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why would I get to talk to them? We don't have art conventions. We have art festivals, and they have their major festivals and Art Basel and all this stuff all over the world. I'm sure they have booths there. I've never financially wanted to go to something like that. I've never thought to go to something like that. We don't have this world like we do in concrete. And I'm sure other industries do. I'm sure there's more to it we don't know about. But we only know about what our industry does, and we have a lot of fun. One of the biggest things is drink, like, for example, drinking. This is a very heavy drinking industry. We get tanked, and we have a lot of fun getting tanked together. Speaking of, we've got to start with our shot like we meant to.
All right. Oh, you already poured yours?
Well, of course I I I'm on a show. I have to be prepared.
Oh,
you haven't even opened your bottle yet. Okay, ladies and germs that are listening right now and watching.
Brand new.
He just got this brand new bottle. He's never tried it before. I can't wait to see his expression, if it's going to be good or bad. We have no idea what to expect. He has chilled it, which takes the fun away from it because it makes it a little easier to drink. I don't chill mine, but I am also drinking tequila with you too. I'm a big tequila fan.
All right, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for joining me. That will not be the last shot we do on the show.
I like it.
Not bad?
I like it. Back in my little ice chest here. I love this office. I wish I could do this every day.
Well, okay, so back to the Bob Harris class, because that was a good thing that you were bringing up. Yeah. I saw that you were there. I wanted to be there. I tried to be there. My schedule, I couldn't get it into my schedule. It was tough. So you're right. I was surprised by the amount of people that were there that already know what they're doing, and they still came. Now, here's the first question. I need to interview Bob and Leanne soon too, but that's a separate. But the first question is, did they come there because it's Bob Harris's house? Let's just start there. Did they come there because Emil put it together and they wanted to learn from Emil? You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of positives to why you would want to take the time and the money to go there and do that together, even though you know a lot about stamping. And I know that they learned more. I talked to a couple of them afterward. But still, that's pretty crazy.
I think it's incredible. Again, I learned so much. Again, I'm out of the game. I don't do it anymore, but I learned so much, and I love learning that. And again, I've been to some training classes where everyone just stands around and they go, okay, does anyone want to try this? And people are just kind of looking around. This totally different. They're fucking in the mud. They're like, they want to be the guy.
They have to be there. This is like, you had to. Yeah.
And they're not doing it to one up each other. They're doing it because they absolutely love it. And so hats off to everyone there. I met friends. So much respect for Bob and oh gosh, no.
Leanne.
Hey, Leanne, thank you.
And Emil,
you got to edit that out. Yeah.
I am not editing anything out.
Shut up. But tequila's already hitting me. Let's just say I had another one before we started. Emil, Ben Bass was there. I'm sure there's people I'm missing. But anyway, great event. And I'm going to retract what I said earlier. You're right. We don't know what electricians do. And just like in any industry, there's the elite and there's average and there's people who are just freaking. So concrete guys, as we all know, every city has it. There are scumbags. There are people that take money. This is the elite. This is the cream of the crop that I get the experience to hang out with. And like you said, have a drink with, have a cocktail with, and go watch. I was so impressed with Dan Power and his crew. And there's so many things I'm California, so I don't have to think about the shit they have to think about. They have to think about the blankets. They do pour less because of the saw cutting and things like that, and they're meticulous. Um, so the blankets, the air entrapment, we don't have that stuff. So there's so many things that I respect what they do. But Dan did something that I've never seen anyone else do, and I'm not saying they don't. But every night, again, since I stayed at his house, he's in his office and he's fucking working on shit at 11 o'clock at night, and the next morning he prints up everything. He goes to every guy in his crew and hands them a piece of paper, and there's a checklist. And the night before he and I went to the job, he took his camera. He would go around to the areas that he was concerned about, take a picture, and then on that list was, hey, Todd, or whoever, I want you to watch this, do this, do. And it's not. I mean, they were engaged. So anyway, I love seeing different techniques, and I got to meet Dan at another training show. I would have never met Dan. It was the Brick Form training show in Rialto, and again, there's so many guys that I meet at training shows that I get to converse with, like with you.
That's awesome. So
Yeah, I love our industry.
I do too, actually. Surprisingly, I do. I sometimes I question myself because of my background. I don't fit into this industry. I really don't. I love it, and I love the fact that the industry has embraced me as much as they did and have. I mean, but let's be realistic here. I don't fit in. I mean, like you said, the first time we met, I was wearing a purple or blue, whichever one it was, blazer. Who else is doing that? That doesn't make any sense to this industry at all.
But I think that's what's unique about you too, and that's what people are drawn to you, because you have a creative mind. And there's other guys there that have their own look. There were, and I don't know names, but guys would show up right next to you with cut off shirt and in jean shorts and boots, and we're going out to dinner.
Yep. So funny.
It's a gamut of people. And I want to go back to like the relationships and the friendships made after hours. When I started doing this, financially, I could only go, especially World of Concrete. So, my wife, we had young kids. My wife would stay home, watch the kids. I'm like, hey, I'm going out. She's like, oh, you're just out there partying. I go, you have no idea how hard this is to work 9 hours saying the same shit to thousands of people. And then at night, you go and make those connections. You go out and get fucked up, and you go out and have fun. And then if you party hard, you have to wake up the next morning at 6 a.m. and go do this
it all over again
for 3 days straight and do the whole thing again. So
yes.
When we got to the point where I needed the help, so she would come, and after the first day, she was like, holy shit, this is, and she saw the friendships. This last year, my middle child is a son. He got to come to the show, work the show. He would see me, like, I call it bro hug, when you do the one hand, you kind of, what's up? And at the end of the day, he was like, Dad, who is that? And I would say, oh, that was Brian. How do you know Brian? From World of Concrete. So he's shocked that I'm bro hugging a guy, but I see Brian every year. And I've been going to World of Concrete since 1991.
Okay, I have not been doing that, because I wasn't anywhere near this industry in 1991. I was just about to graduate. I was 1 year away from graduating high school, and I was not pouring concrete. I mean, I've still never poured concrete, which again is funny about this whole thing, because I don't pour concrete. I don't even know. I mean, I know how to. Let me be realistic here. I can be on a job site with you, but no, I'm not pouring concrete.
Absolutely.
I had somebody for that. One other thing I wanted to bring up that you said too, and a little interesting detail you put in about the Bob Harris class, was meticulous. Happy Dad. Meticulous
I'm trying to get paid by Happy Dads.
Wait, this is my show. I'm the one that's supposed to be getting paid by it.
Oh, damn it. Okay, we'll split it.
Speaking of, wait, before we go any farther, because I forgot to say this in my last episode, I am wearing Aaron Kindness's, is that how you say his last name?
From
Creek Quote.
Ageless Concrete.
And Ageless, yes. So I'm wearing his hat. He gave it to me at the Decocrete show. It's an awesome hat. It is not my style, but every time I wear it, everybody compliments me about it. Back to the little details of this industry.
That.
And I know you would, because it's more your style. It's not, this flatter bill is not my style, man. It's not me at all.
No, yeah, I try.
I know, I try to too, but it always keeps going back. I love
It goes
hats.
back a little bit. It's so funny. I was
But
trying to think which hat to wear. I have so many customers that I was going to wear Rick Thomas and Concrete Mafia, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to wear my
should just
own.
brought them all out and kept changing them throughout the show.
Oh, I literally, my wife says I have, those rat racks for hats. They hold like 200. I have that full with some on the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
I need
would
to go
love
through my
to.
hats.
I would love to go toe to toe with our hat collections because I have fedoras even more than I have these. So
That's what I remember too. You have fedoras. I do not own a fedora.
I think you would look good with a fedora. So we might have to try that next year. Next time we get together, I'll let
I
you
have a
wear one.
sombrero. I have a sombrero.
No, that's not the same thing at all, man.
Oh
But
shit.
so back to the Bob Harris thing. What I wanted to say was the idea that they did everything very meticulous and the details that it takes to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things about Decocrete's show this year was the fact that they did the roundtable conversation about 1L. Okay. I don't know if you went to that. Did you go to that thing?
No, that's the other thing. Unfortunately, I have to work my booth. So during the show, I'm stuck in my booth.
Was
So I
that
don't get to. Yeah.
that was during the show? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
Um,
here's the thing about that too. That was an interesting point that someone brought up was
yeah.
that one of the guys asked a question of like, okay, it was actually Casey Selman from Michigan asked them, hey, they've been pouring 1L concrete in Europe for 30, 40 years. Why are we not hearing about their problems? Or how does that relate to what we're doing here? And if they were doing it fine, why are we not doing it fine? Like what is going on differently? Right? You know what
Right.
their answer was?
What?
They don't care as much as we do.
Oh.
They're not
That-
as meticulous as we are. They are okay with the surface falling apart right away. That's not the point of concrete for them. It's just concrete.
Yeah, you could be right. Well, just this weekend, my daughter plays softball, and we're down at a softball field. And again, remember, we're talking about level of contractors, and worst concrete I've seen in fucking years. They did not have a control joint. It was probably 40 by 150 with no control joints, and there's cracks everywhere. And I'm just
Yeah.
looking, and it. So anyway, I think there's a level of pride that needs to go into every job. This elite people have pride, and those are the guys with the clean trucks, the clean tools. I don't know. They just there's a different level. Then you have the guy that rolls up, and well, I don't want to say shirts off. That's okay, but it's just a different level. Like you said, it's a ownership of when you leave that job, you tell people you did that job.
Yes. Yes. And a lot of us are frustrated. Like, Ben Bass talks about it all the time. He's extremely frustrated with 1L right now because he works so hard, cares so much, and he has no answers to the issues that he's having because to him, he's not doing anything wrong. He's doing the same thing he's done forever. And now there's this new way to pour concrete, which is, sorry, kind of retarded. It's kind of ridiculous. No, I'm not supposed to say that word, but it's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous that we are in a world where we have to make adjustments and we have to add more chemicals to fix the problem that they have thrown in our face. And I don't blame Ben for being frustrated. And I've talked to him many times because he uses my sealers. He uses a couple of different things. We talk all the time about some stuff. And, so he's always like, here's a problem with, no, it's not the sealer. It's the concrete. And he had no idea what was going on the first time it happened to him. And now he knows, and now he's adamant about it, and so is the rest of the world, and we're trying to figure it out, well, the rest of the country, but that's something that's got to change.
In my opinion, too, everything goes up from there. So if a contractor has to take more time and look at detail that much harder, his cost has to go up. So now the homeowner is paying more money for something. It's like a snowball.
Well,
so
go ahead.
No. What's weird is that I've been on a lot of jobs, obviously in California. I do not see the shitty concrete that I see, on Facebook and with Ben Bass and how it's not closing up. I have not seen that here. I'm not saying it's not here. I in my opinion, it's the batch plant. The batch plant, and it's not saying it's their fault, but they have to figure out the formula.
Correct.
And I don't think
Correct.
the formula is right.
I don't think it's there yet either. I think they jumped too early, and they were not prepared for what they were going to get into. And now this has happened before. You know, I've had conversations about this in other podcasts and stuff too. This isn't the first time the concrete industry threw a curveball and changed up everything about the way it's done, and we have to find a way to make it better, and we have to figure out a way to pour it the way with what we have given, what we are given. You know, they did that with fly ash. They've done that with a couple different things, and they're doing it with more. More is coming. You know, if you think this is the end of it, no, this is only the beginning. There are more changes coming that may work, may not. We have no idea what to expect next. We really don't, and that's one of the biggest issues about this industry right now. And it sucks because I retired at the perfect time. I got lucky that I walked away and I work for the manufacturer side of it now, that I don't have to worry about this. Because I've had a few people go, well, how do you handle it with all your design work? And I'm like, I don't have to. I don't have to.
I'm the exact same way. Like, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I'm thankful.
I am much happier on this side of the industry than I was on that side. And I'm really glad that I don't have
100%.
all that. And then, you know, even to your same point earlier about saying about how you give your phone number out. This is what I was going to say earlier. This is what I forgot to say. This is funny to me too, because when I was a contractor, I had 2 phones and you did not have access to me in the evening. You know, if you were my client and you were ticked off at me at 8:00 at night because of some color that you didn't see coming yet or whatever, I don't want to hear it. So I can leave that phone in my car, I can ignore it or whatever. And you don't have access to me. But now that I'm on the other side of the industry now, I want everybody to have my phone number practically. Because when you're calling me on a Sunday at 2:00 in the afternoon, it's not because you're mad at me. It's because you're literally on a job site trying to get something done and you need help right now. I have no problem helping. I have a problem getting yelled at all the time. There's a big difference between those two. And I do not miss all of that. So I brought that up because to make it even funnier to your point, nobody knows this. And I've done it for a very long time because my Facebook account, there is no client of mine on my Facebook account. I've always kept that separate. To the same point, you can go onto my Facebook account, go into my about information about me, and my phone number has always been there. Just no one knows.
I think it's great. I think it's great.
So I agree with you on that. Like, yeah, I have no problem with people calling me. They do not call me with negatives. They call me with problems, and it's all positive, and I love it. I'm here to help. I love doing that. I love helping this industry. It's fun. It's so much fun.
Exactly. And like today, I had an issue with someone from Canada, and sometimes over email, you can't get your communication. Like you could read into it wrong, whatever. So I reached out to this guy personally, sent him a text, said, "Hey, Scott Brening with Superior in Marshalltown. For whatever reason, we're sending that to you." His response was unbelievable. Actually, can I read it?
Sure.
I literally just got this today.
And while you're looking it up, to the same point, I was on a job site today helping a guy on a driveway with roller marks and stuff like that with tinted sealer. And I was showing him how to fix it. So right there with you, I literally was on a job site for hours today trying to help a guy out, try to figure everything out that he was going through.
And I think that shows so much to the contractor. And I think now that I am on this side, I remember when I was a contractor, there was one good Gene Vega, and he and I are still friends today. He was an unbelievable salesman, and he was always there. So anyway, I want to be that guy. I want everyone to be like, holy shit.
Because we've been there. We know what it's like. We've been there.
Exactly. So, Mirza Kolick, if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. But hey, Scott, just got your text. I really appreciate this, and I will make sure to post videos on MagVibe 3 daily basis, and we'll tag you too, and we'll make sure that everyone knows here who you are and how you treat your customers. To me, that was unbelievable.
Your happy dad just fell.
Well, maybe we should do another shot.
The happy dad has fallen over.
Well, no, to that text, like literally that kind of shit puts me in a great mood. I love what I do, and it's another thing going back to these shows. Yes, they're exhausting. Yes, they're tiring, but also I love meeting customers. And you've probably seen it. Some like we all have, not all of us, but I have the Meta glasses.
Yeah, so do I. I know we've talked about it a few times. Yes.
And I literally bought this because I needed to get people's natural reaction when they came up to my table. When I got my phone out, everyone kind of clams up and they don't act. But when I have those on, they're like, holy shit, this is the best knuckle I've ever. Tommy, come here and feel this thing. That is why I do it. So cheers to the customers.
Absolutely, man. Cheers to the customers. What a great industry.
All right, where were we?
Okay. We are here to talk about Mr. Scott Brening. So let's start with the fact that you are the owner of Superior Innovation. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Well, actually, before I get into that, I'm going to come back to that. I forgot. I have one more thing that I want to bring up before we get there. Tell me about how you got into concrete. Let's start with the beginning. Like, where does this all come from for you? Were you a concrete contractor? You know, where does this passion about concrete come from in the very beginning?
Great question. So we have to go back to I was 16 years old. My dad was a Burger King franchisee. Got very successful, got up to 21 Burger Kings. I was his maintenance guy. Well, he wanted to diversify his business. Well, his good friend, Leonard Maggio, owned Superior Featherweight. They had Superior Power Trowels. They made the Superior Rocket. So the rocket handle was Superior Featherweight. So that was my dad's friend. Long story short, my dad purchased the Power Trowel division, brought it up from, gosh dang it, they were down in LA. Anyway, they brought it up north. I worked there. I swept the floors. I was just the low guy in the totem pole. As things went in the 90s, Burger King needed more of my dad's attention. So I was now 18 years old. I'm running this operation. We're building power trowels, it was the Rolls Royce of power trowels. If you talk to anyone that ran a Superior power trowel, it was the best. So anyway, one day I'll never forget this. Back in the 80s, I had a mullet. I actually had hair, and my dad was a businessman, suit tie, very business. And I remember I had a scruff going. I had ripped jeans. My hair's long, and my dad saw me at the office and he goes, "Son, weren't you supposed to deliver those power trowel blades to customer? Blah blah blah." I go, "Oh yeah, I did." And he goes, "You went like that?" And it was like that disappointed, like I let down my dad. And I'm like, "Dad, trust me, they have no problem. Like they relate to me." And he goes, son, I go out there in my Mercedes and I drop those off. I go, "Yeah, you want to know what they're saying behind your back?" Like, so anyway, that day I went home very upset at my dad, and I love my dad to death. And I had two options. I came back the next day. I go, "Dad, I quit. I can't run Superior anymore for you." And he goes, "Son, I can't lose you." And I said, "Well," then let me buy it. And he was shocked, and he just goes, "Son, I don't think this could support a family." And I said, "Well, I have no wife, no kids, nothing." I said, and I call it the fire in my belly. My dad challenged me basically. So I took over my dad's note. I ran Superior. I grew Superior. And and let me back up. Before that, I remember telling my dad, I said, "Dad, we're selling a tool that we know nothing about concrete. We know literally nothing about concrete." So I reached out to one of our best customers and I said, "Hey, I want to come out there." And they looked at me like I was absolutely batshit crazy. And I go, "No, I want to learn how to." So I was a low guy in the totem pole. I ran the boom pump hose. And if anyone's ever ran that thing, it will knock you on your ass. And I was a skinny kid. So anyway, I started from the ground up. I learned more. I'm sorry if this is long, but again, I think it shows a lot from where I came from.
This is not long. Keep going, man. Keep going. Don't worry about it.
So I was running Superior Power Trowel. I grew the business. We grew it into a bigger warehouse, and all of a sudden, one of my friends, he bought it was called Quick Curb, the landscape curbing machine, and he worked at Hewlett Packard, and It was just sitting. He asked if he could leave it at my shop. I'm like, absolutely. It was just sitting there. So one day I go, hey, what are you doing with that thing? And he goes, I don't know why. I go, well, I let me try to do it and see what happens. I'll rent it from you. So I got into landscape curbing, and I'm doing curb for contractors that are doing patios, sod, everything. And I'm hearing the numbers that they're throwing out there. And as a 24-year-old kid, I'm like, wait a second, you guys are making this much money doing that. I can do that. So I started doing backyard patios. So I went from curb, still running Superior. So we're manufacturing Superior power trowel, shipping them. This is before the internet though. So like it was hard. It was World of Concrete was my only thing. And I was a little guy going up against Multi-Quip, Allen. Whacker wasn't around yet, but it was daunting. So anyway, in 2006, I got a phone call from Softcut. And I swear to God, I came in, I just did a job, I have concrete all over me, um, checked on the manufacturing of the power trowel and everything. And my secretary's like, hey, so and so called, call him back. He's the CEO of Softcut. And he goes, hey, I was just wondering, would you be interested in selling your company? And it, like, at the end of the day, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Sure. And he goes, okay, we want to come up there. Can we come up there? I think it was 2 days later. Sure. He flies up with 4 of his vice presidents. They look it all over. We go through the numbers. We negotiate a deal. And he goes, look, normally I don't do this. Normally I buy the company, tell the owner to get the hell out of here. He goes, I really like you. Would you want to come work for Husqvarna? Oh, no, time out. For Softcut. Yeah. My wife's like, what are you talking about? A check every Friday? Hell yeah, let's do that.
Right.
Right? So I went and worked for Softcut. Well, 6 months later, Husqvarna bought Softcut. So now I'm working for Husqvarna, this huge freaking company. Um, and again, learned a lot. I believe in God. I believe everything happens for a reason, and you meet people that you need to meet in life. I met a good friend and engineer at Husqvarna. When we left, I came back to not retire, but like I was just hanging out and doing side jobs here and there. And then I came up with the idea with the Mag Vibe. I'm like, because in California, it gets hot. And guys take the float and they shake it. They hit the pole. So it tries to go down the pole and rattle just a little. So one day I took a drill. I made a counterweight. I put it in the truck. I zip tied it to my rocket handle. And my crew is totally laughing at me. I go, I know it looks stupid. Let's just see if it works. And we're pouring my driveway. And sure as shit, it's literally just, but it fucking worked. And I remember my dad driving up. He goes, hey, what is that? I go, it's just an idea I had. He goes, it looks like it's working pretty good. I go, it's working really good. So that night I Googled it. No one had anything. So I made my first one.
Does that mean you also created the patent at that point, or you just made it?
Great question. So I did the most crude drawing, went to a local fabricator, said, look, we have to have a motor on this side. We have to have power over here. We had this handle that went across. And again, my knowledge, everything, it was the best I could do. And we did small quantities, meaning I think I would have like 50 made at a time. And when you're running, and I was still running concrete to put food on the table. So running that, and we all know you're doing bids, you're doing estimates, you're pouring concrete, you're lining up. And for a long time, we were crushing it. We were pouring 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was just sitting around. I had time. So we would do that. I would come home, have dinner with my wife. My wife and I would go in the garage after we put our kids to bed, and we would put together Mag Vibes. She would have a bottle of wine, and we would put together Mag Vibes. And I would go around locally and just, show it locally because I couldn't afford to go anywhere.
Right.
When I finally went to World of Concrete, and again, all those years when I owned the power trowel business, I went to World of Concrete. And for anyone that doesn't know or hasn't gone, World of Concrete is the Super Bowl of the manufacturing industry in this business. You know that. So you have to go. If you don't go, people don't know about you. and to go to it is very, very expensive. The
So,
amount of money.
so let's just clarify to your point, in case there is anybody listening that has never been to World of Concrete. It is the second or third largest convention in Vegas.
Yes,
So outside of electronics, concrete is huge. No one
huge.
realizes that. You know, it's even more insane that when we go, they also do the SHOT Show and the AVN Awards. So we have concrete, guns, and porn all in one week.
All in one
It's
week.
the best week to be in Vegas from my point of view. I mean, what more could you ask for if you're a concrete guy? Because concrete guys do love drinking, girls, and guns. There's no question about it, and that's all you do in Vegas the entire time. So what more could you ask for? So anyway,
And it's
back to what you were
it's
saying.
funny
I just had to point that out.
No, and it's funny you say that because back when I had the power trail business, they would move it around. We went to Vegas, New
And then
Orleans,
Florida.
and Orlando.
Yeah, see,
So,
that was way before my time.
but New Orleans just wasn't that. I remember walking from the booth, or no, out of our hotel with my wife, and the doorman goes, "Where are you guys going?" We're like, "We're gonna go walk." Oh, I don't think that's a good idea right now. So yeah, that's a true story. And then Orlando, they didn't like it because what most family-run businesses would do, they would say, "Hey, let's take the family there. We'll do a write-off." They go to Disney World, so they never really attended the show. Vegas, it's either the husband only or the husband and the wife. They come there
Yep.
and they're serious. And now we're so big, it's the only place that can house us.
I was just going to say that. Correct. That's the point to this. Is it's gotten so big, there is nowhere else to go. And everybody's always like, "Yeah, I wish we'd go back to Florida." There's no way. There's no way.
No,
It's
yeah,
way
there's-
too big.
There's no, and like you said, I think that is the fun part to get wild and crazy with the guys in Vegas and go down to Frontier Street and just seem outside their element. Guys always see me in my booth. They get to see me out there. I'm a regular dude, loves to do shots.
Yeah, it's Fremont Street.
Fremont Street, sorry. What did I say? Freedom?
Frontier.
Frontier. Damn, that shot is really kicking in.
Okay, so then what you're telling me is you started with a company that was Superior, you sold that company off, and then you restarted Superior Innovations. So that's a separate company, right? Is that how that works?
Yes. So great. Again, you're asking great questions, Rick.
That is my
It was
job.
called the previous company was Superior Power Trowel.
Okay.
And when I wanted to start the new company, I called my attorney. I said, "Hey, can I still do Superior?" He goes, "You can do Superior blank." And I go, "Superior Innovations?" He goes, "Yep." I go, "All right."
And it is
my
innovating,
idea
so it's a
when
great title.
and my idea, it's been happening, which is amazing, is I wanted to be the guy that contractors could call up if they have an idea. So many guys have ideas. So many guys reach out to me, and I freaking love it. The hardest part is if, again, I'm not going to be fake. I'm going to try to be honest. But I look at every person because in their eyes, that is their passion. And I tell them point blank, "Hey, just because I don't maybe see your vision, I'm not saying give up on it.
Right.
I'm nobody, just like so many people told me I was stupid. I don't want to be the guy ever to say you're stupid. All I can say is, hey, look, I don't see the vision in this, but I wish you the best of luck. Like, I don't want to shatter someone's dreams. Does that make sense?
No, it does. And actually, to your same point, Tyler from Proline,
Yeah.
he's the same way. Every time we talked, he's like, "Hey, man, if you got an idea, let me know." He's like,
Yes.
we make stamps for any idea. You have no idea the ideas we will come up with based on it, as long as we can sell it also and not just for you. But, if you have a cool idea, we're here to listen. And I've never heard anybody do that. Like, that's something that I don't hear very often in our industry at all. It's a very interesting point to bring up.
And
Okay, so go ahead.
the people that I've helped, though, Magic Crack, that was a contractor who came to me. String X, contractor. The Pole Scoop, contractor. The Form Extender, contractor. Great ideas. Oh, Northern Kneelers. I went to them. I saw them at the Decorative show. It's a husband and wife that made those kneelers. They're padded. Have you seen them?
Oh yeah, I want one so bad. They're huge.
They're
I wish
freaking
I had
amazing.
those when I painted murals on the floor. Let me just sidetrack for a second. Just
Love it.
nobody understands this. You want to know what pain is. You want to truly know what pain is. Paint a mural on concrete for 10 hours a day for 5 straight days. And you're
No.
going to find out how hard concrete really is.
Yeah.
And if I would have had those, I still had knee boards. They're not enough. Those
not
things would have taken care of, dude. My palm was red, my elbow was red, my hip was red. I was in so much pain sitting on that
Yeah.
floor just painting little tiny details on these designs that I did back then. The most painful thing I've ever done in my life is paint a mural on concrete. Honestly.
I couldn't imagine. But right next to the Northern Kneelers, the Pour Lid guy. Did you see that? I thought you would
No.
love that.
I
It's
don't
a
get
hill-
around at the shows. I'm always busy doing designs.
I know. No, normally when I'm walking by, you're on your hands and knees, and I'm just looking like, fuck, I could not do that. all day.
And I'm always in so much pain, dude. By
I
the
know.
time I'm
Maybe
done
that's
with
why
that
you
week.
drink so much after.
Actually, I don't drink as much people realize. I'm just really good at faking it, and I have a good time. You'd be surprised how little I actually drink, to be honest with you.
Okay.
In
Dang
fact,
it. Well,
vice
we've only been
versa.
2 shots.
Vice versa. There's only a few people in this entire country or this entire industry for sure that have ever actually seen what me hammered. So I fake it so well, it's hard to even tell when I've hit that wall where there's no return. It's very rare for me to hit that wall, but even
All
when
right.
I do, good luck even noticing because I don't slur. I'm a control freak when it comes to stuff like this. So I love drinking, but I control all the details, and you have no idea because I'm not going to let you make me do 5 shots in a row. I'm going to do 1 shot, and I'm going to start talking to you for a little bit, and I'm going to tone it down for a minute, and I'm going to talk you out of that next shot for a minute, and I'll pace myself. I pace
Okay.
myself better than anybody because I want to the same point for everybody listening out there. I've had many a times where I don't remember a damn thing we talked about. I don't remember half the conversations you and I have talked about, but you don't know I don't remember that until the next time we talk, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right. Good to know.
So good luck finding that out and testing me on that.
What's our limit on shots for the interview?
I don't know yet. I'll let you know when we get to it.
Okay, good. That's fair.
Hey, at
That's
least it's
fair.
an hour and after or whatever. At least once we're done here, it doesn't matter and I can go about my business. But
Amen.
okay, so all right, so you rambled off a bunch of stuff. So let me clarify
I
one
know.
thing for you.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. The people listening know everything you just said. Again, never poured concrete before. All I know is your mag vibe. I don't know jack about all the other stuff you have to offer. I have never walked up to your booth and asked questions because
True.
I've never
That's
had time
very
to.
true.
So we need to do that next year. Next year, we need to both film on our glasses an interview
love
of
it.
me asking 20 questions of what the hell you do all day while you're there because I don't understand all that.
Well, and that is exactly where I'm at in life. I feel blessed. I swear in the Bible, I am so blessed right now with my partnership with Marshalltown. It is going to allow me to. What I'm trying to do is bridge the gap with huge corporations and the blue collar guy. Like,
Okay, so
I
with
love
that
do-
said, because now you're jumping to the next thing, which is fine. I wanted to ask you about this because the key is when you sent me an email, the email to use for the link for this interview, you sent me an email that said marshalltown.com. And I was like, I thought you were Superior Innovation. Why do you have a Marshalltown email? And you know, and you were like, good question, bring that up during the interview. So let's explain what's going on here because the
Yeah.
word on the street is that Marshalltown has bought Superior Innovation and you're riding off into the sunset and you're going to disappear off the face of the earth. So what's the truth? I want to know the truth.
that is what everyone thinks. So, I was blessed, and again, I want to go back to. It was 4 years ago. I was at World of Concrete. It was the first time that I was in a central hall. Normally, I'm always outside, but Vegas is always, the weather is unpredictable. So anyway, I made the choice to go inside. So we're inside. I think this year I have 10 people. I tried to ramp up. And again, I have a 20 by 20. And my booth was hopping. Like, it was literally hopping. And out of my peripheral vision, I see two gentlemen. They're standing there, and I'm talking to people. And finally, they approached me, and I go, "Hey, how you doing?" So now we're talking, and just like anyone, you're trying, especially a salesman. I think that you're analyzing who you're talking to, what we're going to talk about. I see it says Marshalltown. So I'm like, okay, why is Marshalltown in my booth talking to me? Like, and he's in, it was a polo. So anyway, we're talking for a long time. My booth keeps going. And this entire time, I just think that I'm talking to a guy that works for Marshalltown. And he goes, "You know what, Scott? I can see you're really busy. Take care of them. They're more important. Here's my card. Call me after the show." Okay. So that day, my wife and I go to the hotel. I'm pulling cards out of my pocket, and I'm like, "Holy fuck." She goes, "What?" I go, "That was the CEO of Marshalltown." So after the show, call Marshalltown. He starts talking. He goes, "Hey, look, I'm just going to be honest. Because of what you created in the vibratory market, we wanted to get in that market. So we bought a couple of your mag vibes. We tore them apart. I had my team look at it. We wanted to move forward." They came back and they just said, Scott has a patent, number one. And number two, this is a really good product. So he's telling me this. He goes, "Scott, so why be your competitor? Why don't we work together? Can I sell this for you?" It was like, absolutely. So for the last 4 years, the first 3 years, Marshalltown was selling this. But again, I was still hustling, going out there, going to shows and everything, trying to get new dealers and everything. So there was a conflict of interest. I said, "Hey, we could blow this up if I work for Marshalltown, because now all those salesmen are going to know I'm working as a team. Marshalltown has the best distribution, the best dealers, the best, so let me," and they go, "Scott, we would love Scott Brening on the Marshalltown team." So I still own Superior. I have turned over all of my dealer sales to Marshalltown. So Marshalltown is distributing to every dealer of mine. I do not sell direct to dealers. So now I work for Marshalltown.
They're basically your distributor now, is basically the point.
Exactly. So I fly around the country now for Marshalltown and Superior and promoting our products.
That's awesome, because that gives you so much more options for what you're trying to do. Obviously gives you a larger distribution network, of course, because it's Marshalltown. But you're not just, okay, how do I say this? Okay. Clarify. You are selling your tools to Marshalltown. They are not making them for you. Am I correct on that? Did I say that correctly? Or are they making them also?
They are not. So basically, I am not profiting towards Marshalltown. Marshalltown is now basically the manufacturers that I chose to fabricate the parts, everything. Now Marshalltown nothing's changed.
They're working directly with them now.
Exactly. They are distributing them. So they're still being manufactured by the same team. It's just now being distributed through Marshalltown.
And you're making your money in between all of that because you're still the owner of Superior Innovation.
Well, so I work for Marshalltown.
It doesn't matter. You work for Marshalltown. It doesn't matter whatsoever. Okay, that's what I was trying to understand. I was trying to see where the two. I understood that you're technically a rep for Marshalltown on top of all this. I got that part too. I was curious how it falls into your product line and where the line draws between you and Marshalltown, which it doesn't sound like there is a line anymore.
No, and that's what's awesome. And again, who would have thought that I would be working with the largest manufacturing of concrete tools? So it's unbelievable. So now I am literally trying to how can I say this? Like, I don't want to say bridge the gap. That's not it. But I'm trying to go out there and do what I love to do: meet contractors, improve the tools, and be the face, if you will, and connect the manufacturing. Did you know how old Marshalltown is?
No.
Do you know they're older than the Ford Motor Company?
Would have no idea of that. I mean, they've been pouring concrete a lot longer than Ford exists, so I would assume that, but
1887.
interesting.
So privately held.
Which is right when the technically the modern age was beginning.
Two brothers started it, and what I love too, when Joe and I, after that first meeting, after World of Concrete, he goes, "Hey, come out to Marshalltown." It's Marshalltown, Iowa, so it's after the city. I show up there. I love history. I love old stuff. So I walk in their office facility, and they remember their history. There are pictures, black and white pictures of the entire employee, the two brothers. They have like forged tools on the wall hanging. It is so impressive. So, oh, and again, it's these little things. You know, when you make a big purchase in life, or make a big decision, you have that gut feel like, shit, did I do the right thing? This is a true story. When I landed in Marshalltown, I didn't get to my hotel that night, I think till like 11 o'clock at night. I get a text, "Hey, just want to make sure you found the hotel all right." It was the CEO of Marshalltown.
That's awesome.
Like, to me, I remember telling my wife that. I go, my gut says this guy is unbelievable. The company's unbelievable. Yeah, I couldn't be happier. So I'm glad you brought this up. I am looking forward to growing Marshalltown, Superior together.
Well, okay. So with that said, at the next year at the Decocrete show, the Decorative Concrete Expo. I got to keep. We're saying the wrong thing. It's the Decorative Concrete Expo.
Yep.
Sponsored by Decocrete. That's fine. It's okay. Is it going to be a Marshalltown booth or is it going to be a Superior booth then?
Marshalltown. This year was Marshalltown.
Okay, I didn't know that because I was a little busy.
I know.
I don't think about those things, so that's an interesting point. That's why I had to bring it up. I'm like, wait a minute. So that's really cool. So that changes a lot of things for you. So that means at World of Concrete, it's a Marshalltown booth. There's no Superior booth anymore at World of Concrete either.
So
now, another quick little thing about World of Concrete that I've learned about you. So you like to go early, right? And tell me if I'm correct on this. You like to go before the show starts because what happens before the show starts? Everybody's pouring concrete, right?
So everything. So all you guys who have attended the show and you see all those slabs out there, those are poured 5 days before the show opens.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, yeah.
So imagine that contractor and all the union workers and all the preparation. It's absolute chaos, but it allows me, since I have my vendor badge, since I have a booth, I get to go out there. I bring my tools. I let the guys pouring everything for the show with my tools. So number one, it's that connection. I've met so many guys that still have my cell phone number. We have drinks from the show. It allows me to get video footage. I try and do video footage. Like you and I were talking about earlier, I don't know what the hell I'm doing as far as marketing. I'm doing the best I can. I'm just a concrete dude. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
But that allows me. No one else has ever done that. So I'm showing live, and I try to do Facebook Live to show people at home how this all gets put together. It's like behind the curtains.
Yeah.
And it's so impressive. Like I am always blown away at the World of Concrete. So I go for literally 12 days.
I was just going to ask that. Right.
And
that's
that's
a long,
a lot.
long, and it's getting more and more expensive. So that's a long trip for you.
It's a long trip.
And Marshalltown is cool with this. It doesn't change anything for you at all. Like they understand why you're doing it, right?
Yes. And that's what I love too. So, with larger companies, every division has a person. And I am Superior, but like I wore a lot of hats, and I'm the marketing guy. and I'm the manufacturing guy, and I'm the purchasing guy, and my wife does a lot, and now my son's in the business. So this was the first year that was so crazy to me because I didn't have to worry about the carpet in the booth. I didn't have to worry about the electrical. Like, it's just, it was weird showing up. And but again, I love doing that. And I think a lot of people, when I walk to the bathroom and I see people working a booth, sitting in a chair on their phone because they're bored as hell, I'm thinking, I would hate that. That would be
Yes.
absolutely
Yes.
miserable to me. And
Yes.
I love what I do. I, like you said, I have a passion for it. Every single person, eh, like, I want to know their background. Going back to what's your story? Like, what's your story? How'd you get in concrete?
Yeah.
Like, so I love going to shows, and I think a lot of people dread it. Um,
Well,
so I,
but there is an important key to what you said that people need to understand, honestly, because a lot of people, like you're saying, people don't know how all this stuff works. When you're not
yeah,
behind the scenes all the time, you're just showing up to the show. You don't know how the show is created. You don't know how much it takes to put these booths together, how many days it takes, how many. It's a long journey for all of us that are working this industry, especially even when I was doing demonstrations too. It's no different doing demonstrations. I have to be out there right after the concrete's poured to get started on it before the show starts, all that kind of stuff too. But the
yeah,
key important point that you mentioned that people don't know about, you cannot do that if you are not a part of a booth. If you
right,
are not in the show at the booth having a vendor, if you are not a vendor at the show, you don't just get to randomly walk in and advertise your product and try to
no,
get people to buy it. They will kick you out of there and practically blackball you, if it will, if you kept trying to do that. You have to pay for a booth. It could be a 10 by 10. It doesn't have to be big. But if you
yep,
are not an owner of a booth in this industry, you are not touching World of Concrete before it starts. End of
yeah,
conversation. And I think that's important to say because there's a lot of companies that go, you know what, we don't need a booth this year. We're just going to show up and advertise ourselves and just network with people, and we're not going to spend the money on the booth. You lose so much connection by not
yeah,
having that opportunity that you're taking advantage of. And I think that's a really important point and a really cool point because people don't, I mean, that's something that no one has any idea about, and I've
yeah,
tried that. I've gone in there and had to wait a day to get into the show because they didn't get my my ID ready in time or something like that when I'm doing demos. It's completely different being on the other side where I'm a vendor and I have complete control over what I'm going to do now. It's a nice advantage that I have. I've been on both sides of that conversation. It's not as simple as it sounds at all. They are heartless, ruthless, and care, because people are spending so much money for these booths. That's the
yeah.
point. It takes money to make money, and here's a perfect example of that.
Well, and so one of the key aspects every year for my wife and I was financial. Going, like you said, going to this, um, just throwing out random numbers. 20 by 20 was 20 grand. Then you have to carpet everything. So
Electrical, these are all
electrical,
very expensive. The
elect
the paying
people
them to
don't.
move it from the outside to your booth and back to ship it back out.
And this year I had 12 people. So 12 hotels, 12 air flights, it's food, drink. Anyway, it's worth it. I love going to it. And then afterwards, again, we play hard. We go to the piano bar. We meet customers, doing shots with them. And I think they're shocked, like, what are you doing here? We know you have to work in the morning. They're there because it's Vegas and having fun. But to me, that is, I call it my shot of adrenaline every year to
Yeah.
get excited for the season. And again, I think that's the energy that I want to bring to Marshalltown. That we're not a stiff company. We're not this huge. We have ties to the brotherhood and everything. We're just like them. So we're doing a lot of things to try to bring back that personal touch that Marshalltown has and the quality. Everyone knows their quality. So now I have the awesome job to fly around the country, and I'm working with the salespeople, and the salespeople are going out and hitting the dealers. So I'm trying to educate the dealers who have probably 5 to 10 salespeople, So I know you're nodding because you understand it's a lot,
Right.
but again, I
It's a
love
lot.
it.
I do the same
It's a
thing.
lot.
So
So
that's what my
I
job
live
is
in
too.
I live in California. So Monday, if I travel, it's all day. All day
Yeah.
is travel. So I
Yeah.
wake up now on the East Coast. Oh, hey, we're meeting customers at 6. Well, 6 o'clock on the East Coast is 3 o'clock my time. So my
Yeah.
body's jacked up. But again, I love it. I absolutely
Yes.
love it.
Yes. Well, and another key point to that too is we're talking about the chaos of World of Concrete. And the problem with World of Concrete is Vegas is so big that it's really hard to coordinate. Hey, we're going to be at this location, come here at this time, because we want to go all over the place. We're everywhere. There's so much to see, there's so much to do. But when we go to the Decorative Concrete Expo, it's a completely different conversation where we have only a couple places to be. We have a great bar in the hotel, and
Yep.
it's easier to do everything we're talking about. You're
Yep.
networking, you're getting to know each other. Your evening is a completely different world, and it doesn't have to be till 5 o'clock in the morning, Vegas.
Right.
It's different world. So it might be till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, but it's not as insane as World of Concrete, and it's not as many days of doing that either. Like you said, you're out there for 12 days. You're having a good time for most of that. It's a lot different, and that's what I love about the Decorative Concrete Expo also, is it gives us a lot more of that one-on-one time. It is very specific to decorative concrete, so you're missing part of the industry. You're focused on the stamp guys and you're focused on the guys that are doing more unique stuff, but at the same time, there's a market there. There are clients there. There is networking to be done. And like you said, we are there to have a good time. I tell people all the time in all of my podcasts lately, or since the show this year, we've talked about it multiple times. Most of our business is actually in the evening when we finally get to know each other. Honestly, it's the best way to network. It's not during the day when we don't have time to talk to you. It's in the
Yep.
evening when we're relaxing with you and we're having a drink with you. And it's like, hey, let's get to know each other more. And it's so much more fun. If you don't do that, you miss out on getting to know this industry across the board. It's not the 9 to 5 part. It's the 5 to 2 part. It really is.
100%. And with that said, I'm on my back patio right now. I'm looking at my unbelievable cornhole boards that were made by Ray Anthony at the
Okay.
World of Concrete. Do you remember these?
No.
I think it was 2 years ago. He sent me a text. He's like, "Hey, could you send me your no, you know what?" He was trying to be discreet. He went through Decocrete and Jimmy, I think, and Jimmy's like, "Hey, send me your logo." Just out of the blue. I'm like, "Okay." So I sent him 2 logos. I show up at the Decocrete show. Ray Anthony has these incredible boards that are etched with my logo on them, and they're in my backyard. And he gave them to me. He made them for me. My wife's like, "What did you pay him?" I go, "Well, nothing. Obviously, I gave him product and thanked him, and he's like, I don't want anything." But going back to the brotherhood, I don't know of another industry that would do that for somebody.
That's
I
very
knew
interesting.
him. I knew him in passing. We shook hands. We've talked, but like for him to go out of his way and make these, it costs money. But so I just feel absolutely blessed. You and I have talked about it. I love what I do.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and I'll say to your same point, just in case anybody specific that is listening that can do this, I am all for getting cornhole boards. If anybody wants to make them for me, I would love a new cornhole
they're
board.
absolutely amazing. Seriously, they're amazing.
I also like to play cornhole, but I don't have anybody around here to play, so whole nother conversation. Now,
But hey,
go ahead.
speaking of cornhole boards, because of this, I am designing a cornhole board set that concrete guys can make in their garage and sell them locally. So I'm working on that right now.
Well, I would prefer to have Rick Thomas engrave a design on top of it. So in case Rick Thomas is listening, you would be the perfect person to make my cornhole boards.
Those are badass. Those kneelers are bad. Oh, you want to do one?
Before we get to this next part of the conversation, I think it is a perfect time to do another round.
Oh shit! Now I'm worried. Cheers, my friend.
I'm having a great time talking to you. I'm glad
I
that
am
you said
too.
yes to doing this, man. Thank you very much for doing this.
I love it.
For the record, everybody that's listening, Have you ever done a podcast before?
Never.
Okay. So when I reached out to him, he's like, why me? I got nothing
Yeah.
to say. I'm not interesting. How is this not interesting? How are you not entertained?
No. No, it's great talking to you, and I love this concept. I think again, just getting to know the person behind, I don't know, just on the screen.
And that's exactly why I took a shot for a second to start this half of the conversation, because you, sir, are starting to do something very similar to me, where you have created your own YouTube channel and you're going to start interviewing people. And so here we go. Here's a moment where I could be like, oh, you're doing the same thing I am? Well, then I'm not going to help you. I don't want to do. No, we're not going to do an interview together if you're doing the same thing I am. And that's what you said. You're like, this is exactly my idea. Okay, here's how you do it. What did I say to you? I didn't say, screw you.
Right.
I said, let me tell you what you need to know.
No, you absolutely, and yeah, you already helped me out. I was like, oh my god, I didn't know that. So the only added twist, I think this is more one-on-one, which I think is amazing. What I'm doing is I went to the job site, brought Marshalltown and Superior Tools, let them use them on a job, recorded it, got great footage, everything. Afterwards, we went home, showered, we interviewed the crew afterwards. But it was very interviewing. And
Yes.
so Dan and I went home, showered. He had an incredible backyard. We went back there, sat on 2 chairs, poured a tequila drink, and just shot the shit. And I asked him questions. Again, how you got started. So the name of my thing is What's Your Story? And after the show, we gave the contract, all the finishers, we gave them Marshalltown tools.
So before you get any farther into it, I want to clarify one little detail.
Yep.
First of all, I haven't had a chance to watch it because it just came out yesterday? Friday of last
Friday.
week, and I just found out about it. Okay. So it's been less than a week. Now, people are watching this interview on next week. So I'm a little behind the times on making that statement. But to the same point, I want to clarify one little detail that I was planning to watch that. And again, communication, thought we were meeting next week, so I didn't get to watch it.
I screwed it up. It's my fault.
It's completely okay. That's not the point. Because it's just, I wish I could have seen it to kind of even talk about it more to that point is what I wanted to bring up. Where was I going with that? But what I did do was I did look it up. So I saw the link that you posted on Facebook. I clicked the link, and I was confused for a second because I saw Superior in Marshalltown, and I was like, well, is it Superior or Marshall? I was very confused for a second as to what I was clicking onto. Now I know, because you've clarified all that. I didn't know that before we sat down today and where everything is. Now it makes perfect sense. So I will click onto it and start to subscribe to it. So
Cool.
This is not, to that same point, this is not just Scott doing his thing. This is a part of the company part of it too. So this is technically advertising the product first and foremost. Am I saying that correctly? I mean, I know it's about getting to know people, but still, it is in the end.
I'm trying to check all the boxes. So the only thing that we did not do on this go around, I want to get the contractor involved to showcase his work. So help him out. I want to showcase Marshalltown tools, showcase Superior tools, but also bring the dealer into it. Hey, where do you buy your tools? Have the dealer where this contractor so now the dealer's involved. So now we have contractor, dealer, manufacturer, one post. Again, I think so many people. So what I want to do now, once a month, I'm going to go to interview a person around the country, and I need to make sure that they have a job set up. So scheduling, things like that. But my idea is to thank them for being a Marshalltown customer, give them the tool, because a lot of guys, Superior's new. A lot of guys never even use Superior. So now it gives them the opportunity. They know Marshalltown, obviously. So now, hey, try the Pro Tilt Knuckle. The Pro Tilt Knuckle is the best knuckle in the entire world. Try it. Now they get to use it on a job for the entire time. I think that is absolutely phenomenal. Who wouldn't want to try a tool for free on a job site?
Right. Absolutely. 100%. I mean, I think it's all great. Like in all my questions, I'm not saying anything negative.
Right.
The only jealousy that I have to this conversation is you have funding and I don't.
Well, it's allowing me to
So,
go.
if Marshalltown would like to fund this podcast also and make this brought to you by Marshalltown, I would be happy to have that
By Happy
conversation.
Dads
By Happy Dads,
and
by
and big
my favorite
and big
tequila
boy
in Toledo, and or
big
Big
boy
Boy
tequila.
Tequila.
No, I am absolutely blessed. And again, the company is amazing. The marketing, everyone that I've dealt with at Marshalltown has been incredible. So I feel like I have the best job in the world.
All right.
And I hope that I can meet everyone. And I love when
Yeah.
I think that's the
I'm the same way,
misconception.
man. I'm the
Yeah,
same
like
way.
I
In
want,
fact, it's funny you say that because, and maybe you remember this back in the day when you first met me. I don't know, because that's why I have to ask those questions about the first time we met all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to people and they're like, "Well, you're a little intimidating to meet." So I was kind of frightened to say hi to you, and I'm like, "Really?" Because as soon as you say hi to me, I'm the nicest guy in the world. But for
you are.
some reason, I'm intimidating to have that first conversation with. Now you're not you're not a person that gets intimidated, so you don't have that problem. We never had that
No,
problem between the two of us. But I can't tell you how many times people I've been like, well, "Why didn't you say hi to me?" Well, because you're a little intimidating. I'm like, "What? Me?"
I don't think you're well. I can see how people think you're intimidating. But no, your personality is so outgoing. We have never not had a good time,
No, never, never.
and that's the other thing. Going back on these trips, not only and I think you agree with this. Not only do we get to meet contractors, not only do we get to meet the dealer in that town, but we meet vendors for other companies. We see each other all over the United States.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
develop a friendship. They might be a direct competitor. Who fucking cares? At the end of the
yeah.
day, we're humans. We go home to the hotel room. We go out to, hey, you want to go to dinner? Yeah, let's go to dinner. And we go out to dinner.
It is
Right?
easier on your side of the world. It was not that easy when I was a contractor. No, it was completely
No,
different for me.
but as a manufacturer,
But
that's
as a
what I'm saying.
manufacturer, 100%, it doesn't matter because we know we all have really great products. We all know that, and we all are passionate in our products. What to your point? So here's a quick little story. ASCC, American Society of Concrete Contractors, just posted an interview about the awards and safety awards and DCC awards and CPC awards and all these letters that mean so much to me and not to everybody listening. Years ago, when I first got involved with all of that, back before even actually, really before I even got involved, I had heard from a lot of people that used to be members and left that were like manufacturing side that they would go to those meetings and it just ended up being my product is better than you conversation all the time. And so anytime they tried to figure out a way to do something for the industry, it was like, well, it's got to be my product. No, it's got to be my product. No, it's got to be my. We're past that now. We're way past that now. We're in a different era when it comes to that kind of stuff, to your point, where we don't care. We all have great product. No one can sit here and say, my product is better than yours. I don't care if they say it or not. They can't, because everybody's making incredible product across the board in every part of our industry. And so who cares if we're friends or not? There's no reason to be enemies and there's no reason to not get along, because when it's all said and done, the user is the one that's going to decide who they're going to use. We have no control over that.
100%. And you're right. Hey, you're absolutely right in so many instances. All I'm saying is, like the knuckle in the industry, no one's done a knuckle since the Pro Tilt.
Yeah.
It's the smoothest knuckle I can say that. Wow. Again, it's not arrogant. I'm just saying, like, we have never, out of 7,000 units shipped around the world, we've never had someone send the Pro Tilt back saying, nah, we don't like it.
No. But let's clarify something.
What?
You're talking to a man who calls himself the purist. You can be as egotistical as you want to on this show, man.
No, I don't want it to be. It's not an ego thing. I'm just saying, like,
I know, but the way you said it, I'm like, so what? So what? So what? You should be proud of what you've developed because you worked your ass off to make it happen. You should be proud of all of it, and you should be able to say, I did this, and my shit is awesome, whether you like it or not. You should be able to say that. Now, you don't have to say it in an attitude. That's the point. You don't have to say it with attitude, but you do have to say it with confidence because that is the difference between, and I've had to learn this for a long time, that is the difference between having an ego and being confident in what you're doing and what you have to offer and what you're trying to show people. Confidence is fine. Don't go to the ego side of it that I've done for many a years. Stay on the confidence side. And there is a fine line between those two, a very
100%.
fine line. And
100%.
I jump those lines all the time. I don't think jumps that line as much. You're just very confident.
Well, I don't want to. I
think
I am blessed with knowing the smartest guy I've ever met in my life, and the engineer who is a friend of mine. I thought
you were talking about me for a second.
So I tell him he's never poured concrete. He's never used these tools. So I'm able to tell him what I'm looking for, and he goes on SolidWorks and his program.
I lost
and puts it up. You should literally see his office. He has this screen that is like this arched. It's probably 5 feet wide, and it's this huge arch. So anyway, he sits there. He designs it. I'm blessed to work with him, and we are making and we have so many products coming down the line that will blow your mind. I think it's going to blow Mag Vibe out of the water. I can't say it right now, but it's going to absolutely blow it out of the water. So, and Marshalltown is going to be my distributor. So I have, I'm shooting for the moon.
All right. I don't know what happened, but we're back. The connection was an issue. It happens all the time with my show. Who knows? There's been plenty of times where people have disappeared. So what I was going to say earlier was like there's a little box in the corner of my screen where it says connection lost. And what I've learned over a few episodes, I've kept going because you don't disappear, but the system's not recording you anymore. And that's when I was like, whoa, time out. But you didn't see all of that, and then shit hits the fan. So I started over again on purpose just so I don't lose all of that, whatever. Anyway,
good idea.
That's what happened. Okay, now, so we are back, and it's okay. Technical difficulties happen even to Joe Rogan, even to the great Joe Rogan. He has technical difficulties all the time too. And people have to go to the bathroom every once in a while. So before we go on and try to catch up to where you were talking about, and I have an incredible story for you, we need to do another shot. So this is by far the most shots I've done on the show yet.
So
here.
I don't see you pouring it in there. So how do I know you're doing it? I'm actually doing it.
Okay.
See?
I just spilled it all over me is what I can tell you. I just spilled it all over me.
I'm showing you empty glass.
See the liquid? You can see the liquid. Well, my glass isn't. It's not clear. I can't turn it to the camera to show you.
I know. So I'll send you a glass.
Hold on.
I'll send you a shot glass.
Well, I like clear shot glasses. I don't know. I always use the disposables because I do a lot of shots with friends here. I mean, I'm in my game room right now. I have a pool table, foosball table, arcade. Like I play pool all the time.
I want to get invited there. Let's play some pool.
You do not want to play pool against me because I promise you that it will not go well.
That's fine. I don't care. I'm not saying I'm.
All right. You saw me pour that, right? Hopefully you did.
Wow.
I did pour it. I'm almost out of tequila.
I trust you.
Man, I'm having so much fun talking to you.
Too.
This is the point of this show. I really appreciate the fact that you're taking the time to do this with me, man.
Hell yeah,
and doing the shots. It's just me talking because I've had a few drinks. Like I said, I don't slur.
I might.
That is fine. Okay. Before we go any farther, I got to tell you this crazy story.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I had planned this in the beginning when I reached out to you. This was one of the reasons. I know, big setup to probably not that big of a story, but big setup. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this interview was because of this story I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
We make videos, post all the time, right?
Yep.
You're trying to make this YouTube channel. You're trying to do all this kind of stuff just like I am. We're trying to do whatever we can for people to know more about, not just us, but again, the industry.
The industry.
But we're the guys in charge, so of course it's about us regardless of that. It is what it is because we're the ones doing the work and, you know, everybody else can do it too. I will help you out. If you want to know how to do a podcast, reach out to me, no problem, right? Okay. So, with that said, one day, a couple months ago, my wife forwards me a reel. I don't know if it was on TikTok. I don't know if it was on TikTok because that's all she does most of the time, I think. I don't know. But, you know, when someone sends you a link to a reel or to a short or whatever, and you click it and it just goes to like Instagram, for example, for a second, and you're like, well, what was that? And then you go back and you click it again, and then it shows you the actual one because whatever, it had to log into that account. So it just logged in first, and then you go back and you click it again with that app on your phone, and now you're watching the video that this person sent to you. Has that ever happened to you before?
Yes.
Happens to me all the time. Okay. This is one of those moments. So my wife sends me this video and I click it and it's a video of you. So I just go, oh, got to redo the system. No big deal. And I didn't do anything about it. So one day I'm telling her about you. I'm like saying, you know, we got back from Decocrete. I'm like, yeah, you know, this guy makes these really cool vibrating things. I'm telling her these stories and she's like, I think I sent you a video about that. And I'm like, what? So I go back and I click on it again. And sure enough, my wife, total random, doesn't follow anything I do, doesn't care about what I do at all. She's in a different world. Saw one of your videos, clicked that video, liked that video, follows you, likes listening to you, and sent me one of your videos. I kid you not. I am not lying to you. 100% a true story.
Wow. I have no idea how this shit works. Like the algorithm, I'm not, you've already helped me out. Like what you told me earlier, I was like, oh, holy shit, that makes total sense. So thank you. No, I think we're all here to help each other. I want to help you as much as I can. I don't know how I can.
Right.
I told you, like,
no one knows how to help me because I'm a lost cause. That's beside the point.
Well, no, I told you from the beginning. I go, hey, Rick, why do you want to fucking talk to me? Like, what do I have to say?
An hour and a half later.
Yeah, an hour and a half later. 4 shots in, 3 happy dads.
But you're right. But the reason why that was so important for me to tell you that story is one, because it's cool. I mean, it's an awesome story. But two, because to the same point, we never know who's watching, what they're watching, what they comment. We don't know it unless we see the comments. We only know that people are watching. We don't know who, we don't know why, and we don't know how far down the rabbit hole that goes. So it's rare when someone can tell you these stories, and especially when it is a third person point of view completely. It has nothing to do with our industry at all, but she thought your video was so cool, she sent it to me.
That's
and
awesome.
It was about, the reason why it was about, I think it was about the knuckle. I think it was about that. Like, that was the other thing. Like, I don't remember which one it was. I have to go back and look. I don't remember what tool it was that you were showing people how to use it and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, this is my, so I went back to her and I was like, yeah, this is Scott. Like, I know Scott really well. Like, we've known each other for years. Like, it's, so then I had to go the other way and go, why were you watching this? Like, what caught your attention? What was it about his video that you were like, this is cool, I have to send it to you? And she was just like, I don't know. It looked like a really cool tool. And I thought you would think that this was a cool tool. And I'm like, well, yeah, I've seen many of those. Like, it's, it's like no big deal to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. I think one of the coolest things, and again, this sounds so cheesy, but again, I have 3 kids, and all of them were in high school. We go to a local county fair, and we're watching the rodeo. and I'm like, I don't know, 3 rows up, and all of a sudden this guy walks by, and he starts screaming, "Scott was superior! Scott was superior!" And I might have had a couple cocktails in me, I don't know, but I remember my kids like, "Why is that? How's that guy know your name?" And by no means, like Rick Thomas, I think it's the same thing. None of us like I am not like popular or any, but when people recognize me or whatever, I take it as a huge compliment. I'm trying
Right.
to get out there, but for my kids, it was a proud like dad moment that my kids thought, "How the hell did those guys know you?" We're at the county fucking fair in Placerville, California.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
But your wife's story is cool too. Like I have no idea how this works. No idea. I'm just doing the best I
No,
can, just like
I
you.
don't either, dude. I don't either. It's, I get so frustrated because there are times when I post things and I'm like, this is the greatest thing of all time. Crickets. You
And yeah,
know? And I post a video of like a material lifting off the floor and it looks like something out of like it turns into ice or something out of what's the Frozen, the movie Frozen or something, you know? And
yeah.
it gets like a shit ton of views and I'm like, really? Like I posted a video from Decocrete this year from the show of a girl using the barracuda or the shark or whatever from Engravicrete on a slab, and it went viral. And I'm like, that went viral? Why did that go viral? Why didn't this freaking awesome project I did go viral? I don't understand at all.
I,
Believe it a
I
little bit.
I'm with you, and I don't think any of us know. We're just all trying to do the best we
Yeah,
can. Rick
yeah,
Thomas, I talked to him yesterday. His whole kneeler board thing, fucking
yeah.
awesome.
It's awesome.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah,
Um, I love helping people out as much as I can.
yeah. I yeah. It's crazy. So I just had to share that with you because you know the social media thing is a whole different world and it's a whole different beast and I just laughed so hard when I realized she was sending a friend of mine a video of a friend of mine and it was completely
That's awesome. Yeah.
opposite, completely out of nowhere, completely out of nowhere. And
So,
and
hey,
and okay, so
are you?
what?
Do
Go
you
ahead.
think people are listening to your phone? There's a conspiracy out there, right? Do you think that people are
Yeah,
listening to
yes,
your
but here's the
conversation?
thing. But here's the thing. I don't talk about concrete with her. I talk about some of my trips. I barely talk about, like, I didn't say your name. I didn't say your company if I did talk about you. So there is nothing in the algorithm that
Okay.
implies it was listening to the two of us. Let me send you this video. That is the
All
point of
right.
this conversation. That is because, like you said, your wife has worked with you in your company. Mine, no, 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 no. She is completely in a different universe. She's a molecular biologist trying to save our lives at
I
Vanderbilt. Like,
remember that.
whole different conversation. You know, it's overwhelming to think about what she's doing so that we can do what we do, to be honest with you. People have no idea the research world, and not to turn this into politics, but how fucked up everything is because of Trump, honestly, and because of RF Kennedy, because of Robert Kennedy. People have no idea what that's doing, and most people don't care. They're all like, well, the money, we shouldn't be spending that money. Okay, I'm not saying we should. I'm saying there's a whole industry that's just getting destroyed because we think that we don't need to spend the money on this and we don't understand where the money is going, and there was no preparation for it, no plan. So she's in an industry that relies on government funding across the board and
Right.
saving lives. We are making concrete look better.
Backyard patios.
You know, it's night and day different, and she saw your video.
That's
There is
crazy.
no in between of that. There's no gray area. It's
That's
that
crazy.
extreme of a different conversation, and that's huge. That's
That's
huge because that means people are watching. Yes, you should geek out about that. No, you necessarily need to have an ego like I would about it, but it's awesome to know that the world is paying attention, not just our industry every once in a while. I don't know how she found it. I don't know what made it come up. There is no answer to that at all.
that's awesome. Yeah. No, I'm gonna keep going, and like I said, I'm excited where Marshalltown and Superior are gonna go. We have so many products coming. I hope I hit your wife's feed more.
Okay. One other thing I wanted to bring up, I just thought about too, is back to your YouTube channel. What was your
Yeah.
YouTube channel called again?
What's your story?
What's your story? Okay.
So it. I mean, again, I'm new to this. Don't. So we're posting it under Marshalltown and my
Yeah, but hold
YouTube, which
on.
is
But
Scott
hold on.
Brening.
But
What?
hold on. The reason why I'm asking that is these are the things that I do. And I'm giving you,
Advice.
yes,
Absolutely.
take it or leave it. The people listening, it is what it is. It's the purist talking because
Yeah.
I'm an egotistical maniac. Your name is too like everything else. When I looked it up, there was a bunch of different versions of that. It was hard to find you. I don't want you to lose followers because they don't understand which one is you. So my personal perspective, change the name to something that's not already being used, which is hard to do, or a twist on it that makes more sense, because I don't want people to not find you because they look at that and they go to some other video that has the same. There are many people using that phrase.
What's your
is my
story?
point.
I
Yes.
I don't even know. Okay.
That's why I said that. So,
Got it.
and on your own, find a way to not log in to YouTube and type in what's your story and see
Got
your
it.
competition.
Got it. So
That's all. That's all. That's not an ego.
hey,
That is a friend
hey,
helping you.
that's how
But that is something
that's
I
how
noticed.
stupid I am. I don't even look into what if other people have the fucking name. I don't get like literally. So I don't know anything. I appreciate that. I will look into it. So right now my YouTube is Scott Brening. That's
You
it.
should put it on there. You should put it on there.
Okay.
Because the other point to that too, and this is something that Joe Rogan says. Okay, I learned this from Joe Rogan. He's talking
Who's
to
Joe Rogan?
yeah, right. I listened to his show all the time, and he was talking to one of his best friends, Ari Shafour, one of the other comedians, and Ari at that time was doing like 3 or 4 different podcasts, like completely different. One's about food, one's about comedy, one's about like whatever travel, like all these different things. And he's
Right.
like, "What are you doing? You're sitting there posting 4 different things on 4 different YouTube channels for 4 different reasons. Just put it all in one. If you already have the followers, put it on one." And that's what Joe does. He has different types and he labels them differently, but it's all under the same show. You don't have to find another version to go find that episode. Keep it all in one place. So if you already have the followers, you're wasting time starting a new one.
Okay. Good to know. So happy
You can
dads.
still call it that.
I'm gonna go ahead and have it another happy dads. Is that a cab?
It is. It's a Zinfandel.
Okay.
I can't drink beer. I can drink Happy Dads. Can't drink beer. Medical issues. Whole another conversation. That's another day. All right. So, with that said, we have now been talking for well over an hour.
I apologize.
No, in a good way. That's what I want. It's what the people want. They have nothing else to do but listen to us talk. Like, come on. They're just pouring concrete with an earbud in their ear. They can pour concrete and listen to this talk. They don't have to actually watch us. They can listen to us talk, and we have really good voices.
Hopefully they can laugh at us.
Yeah. Especially as we've been drinking. We have talked about everything I had planned today.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there something else? And not that we can't do this for another episode, but
Yeah.
right here, right now, is there something else, anything else that you want people to know about you, that you want to talk about? You have the forum. You have done a great job of following my lead and letting me do what I wanted to do to show people the great Scott Brening, the good guy, the cool guy, the fun guy. Is there anything else that we're missing about you that you want people to know about?
So this is I love that. There's 2 stories I want to say. That's it. The first story is how I got 30-day money back guarantee. I was getting ready for World of Concrete. Again, going back to what we talked about earlier, stress levels high. I needed video content, blah, 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 blah. Reached out to someone. He gave me a contractor, a local contractor. about 5 minutes from my house. So I go out there. He's doing a huge driveway. Dave Duncan, great guy. We've known each other anyway. So I go out there. I let them use it. They're using it. I'm getting great video footage. It's a big job. I keep looking at my clock, my watch. I'm like, fuck, I gotta go. I have to get ready for World of Concrete. I have to. So they still had another, I want to say 80 feet of driveway. And I said, hey, Dave, look, thank you so much. It's been a great day. I need to get ready for World of Concrete. Go ahead and use this. I'm going to go to this thing. I'll see you in a month, because I drive to Vegas. I pull a trailer. I do the whole gamut.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that because you're in California. Duh. Yeah. Oh, this makes it so much easier for you. I didn't even think about that, man. That's a good point.
I mean, yes and no. It's a 10-hour drive pulling a trailer, and
yeah, but I have a 24-hour drive without stopping.
Yeah. So anyway, go there, get the video footage. I go, hey, I have to leave. So I get in my truck. I drive away. So he tells me this story after so when I come back and see him. So he goes, Scott, the second you left, got in your truck, I said, hey, pull that shit off. Let's go back to our float. So they all work for Dave. They pull it off. They go back to their float. They have 80 feet of driveway. And it was about 20 feet wide. So he goes, Scott, at the end of the day, all my guys are coming in, and he goes, all my guys came up to me and they go, you need to buy that fucking mag vibe. And he goes, why? He goes, where the mag vibe was used, we didn't have to go out on sliders. From that point on, all there, we had to go out on sliders, get more cream. So because of that, because of me leaving it with him for 30 days, and the only reason I picked 30 days, because I had to drive to Vegas, do the show, come back, decompress, and then I would reach out to him. So I just had a month. And so I'm walking up to him, and this is a true story. I'm walking up to him, and if you know Dave, it's more funny. I'm about 10 feet away, and he goes, you motherfucker. So in my mind, I'm going, oh, fuck. What happened? Like,
yeah, it all got screwed. Yeah.
And he goes, I have to buy one. And I said, why do you call me a motherfucker? He goes, if you wouldn't have, so he told me the whole story. So if I wouldn't have left that with him, it would have never, ever happened. The other story I want to say is, and a lot of people don't know what this tool is. I love this tool. In California, it's called a torpedo. It is do you know what one is or no?
I would have no clue what a torpedo is in concrete.
Okay.
No.
So it looks like a T-post.
Thank you for calling me out on not knowing something about our industry. No. I appreciate that.
No, that wasn't my intent. My intent was, I'm trying to, again, a lot of people don't even know what this is. And I think, in my opinion, this is one of the most important tools in a concrete guy's truck.
Okay.
So it's a T that has a blade on it, and you use this to cut your joints for hand jointing instead of saw cutting.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was. Okay, go ahead. That's what I assumed it was, but go ahead.
Okay, so when I was a contractor, it was a perfectly flat T-post. You hooked it onto a pole, and you would have to tighten up the bracket so tight so when you pulled the pole down, it would pop a wheelie. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So you want to pop a wheelie all the way across the concrete so it doesn't.
And when you say pop a wheelie, you're talking about a very small amount. You're not talking about like too much angle will press into the concrete. You have to finesse that exact angle to be able to push it across there. So again, the people that are listening, I might be a moron on pouring concrete, but that was actually a pretty good reaction because I do know that.
So exactly. So I love when I'm telling this story at World of Concrete or at a show. I love out of my peripheral when I tell this story, everyone's nodding their heads because that means these guys have poured concrete. They know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. So they have to pop a wheelie, go all the way across the slab. Now they have to do a reverse wheelie.
Correct.
And come back. It's very, very hard. So what I did, I designed, and we call it the missile. So on the front and the back, we have a bend up. So it's like a snow ski. So on the front and the back, there's a snow ski. So you can run this thing perfectly flat, go all the way across. You don't have to pop a wheelie. So you leave the attachment loose,
Yeah.
push it all the way across. So the
Yeah.
story is, this guy came into our store and he goes, "Hey, I'm looking for a flecha." And I go, "Oh, a torpedo." He goes, see. I said, "Okay, this is what we have." And I showed him mine. And he goes, "Oh, no bend. I want it flat." So I said to him, "Why? Why do you want it flat?" "Oh, that's the way it comes." Well, just try this. This works better. No. I want it flat. So this was in our concrete store. Again, Rockland, California.
Yeah.
So he leaves. He goes, "No, I don't want yours." So 3 weeks later, I see him on a job, or I don't know where it was. He walked up to me, he approached me. He goes, "Hey," he shook my hand. He goes, "I need to apologize." I said, "What?" He goes, "I was on a job and they had your flecha. I used your flecha, your missile." He goes, "Best flecha I've ever used in my life." So my point is, this guy was so set in his ways that because he used a flat torpedo, he thought that's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
And when he saw mine, it was different. So he goes, "No, I don't want to try it." Because
Change.
I'm not making fun of him, right? I'm just saying
Yeah.
that we are all stuck in our ways that we don't want to try something new. I am
Right.
giving a 30-day money back guarantee. If you don't fucking like it, send it back. Like, I want you to be happy. If you're not happy, send it back. That is how I grew my business, and that is what I'm trying to do. Like I'm just asking people, give my tool a shot. Try it. If you don't like it, so going back to that Dave Duncan guy with the 30-day money back guarantee, he doesn't use my float. I
Yeah.
don't take it personal. I'm not
Right.
mad. We're
Of
still
course.
very good friends. He
Yes.
has a different opinion than I do. That's fine.
We all have our own techniques.
But I have thousands of customers that say your Pro Float is the best float I've ever used in my life. And so again, I'm not saying you're wrong because you don't like my Pro Float, and you're like, all I'm saying, I'm asking the world to say, try my shit. Just
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah.
Give it 30 days. If you don't like it, I will personally take it back.
Interesting.
And I don't think any other company will do that.
No. And I just want to point a little detail out to this little conversation here, not to stroke my ego a little bit, but I called it exactly right because you changed exactly what I said would be a problem. If you pull it too much, you're going to hit the ground, you're going to dig in, and you created a system so you don't have to worry about that. And I didn't even know anything about this. For the record, we have never had this conversation.
No.
I had no idea where he was going with this conversation. And
No.
I accidentally walked right into it and said, "Well, because you have this problem." And you said, "Yeah, that's exactly what I fixed," without saying that.
So yeah, and again, this is a little tag, or I don't know what you want to say. So I work for Marshalltown. Okay. I am pushing Marshalltown and Superior Products. But
Right.
my son is now running the brick and mortar store in Rockland, California. And what I'm trying to teach my son, he's 19. Actually, on Saturday, he turns 20. So Tyson has been running our store. It's his store now. I want to, like, this is his legacy that he's going to do. We're all about customer service and price. We are there for the customer. And again, I'm a proud dad. I was flying home from Colorado one weekend and I get a text that says someone's in the office at 11:30 p.m. on a Friday night. And so at first I'm like, what the fuck? We're getting broken into. My son was meeting a customer there to sell him product because he had a pour the next morning.
Wow.
That is to me, that is showing we care about you. We're here for you. So I'm proud of my son. So that is a whole nother entity that my son is doing. That is his, but I'm going to help promote his store in Rockland, California.
Well, but to your same point, though, you're also, and again, I'm not saying this in an egotistical way. I'm not trying to give you a gloat. This is a positive thing to say. It is because of the way you have trained your son, the way you have shown him. Like I've talked about this before. My kids know I work. Both of us work our asses off. Both my wife and I across the board. They know that with a shadow of a doubt. There is no confusion about that. You
Yeah.
are telling us right now that the reason why your son is like that is not just his personality. Yes, it's part of it. Yes, we cannot control our kids' personalities. They are what they are. They are going to do what they're going to do. We cannot control that. We can
Yeah.
only show them how hard we work and what we do and show them what it takes to be successful and hope without a shadow of a doubt that they get it. And you
Yep.
just told me a story of that right there.
Yeah. So going back to World of Concrete, and this is again true story. My son, my other two kids, my daughter, Sydney, who's my oldest, she's gone to World of Concrete. My youngest has gone to World of Concrete, but Tyson never went. So this was his year. So he went this last year. I was with Marshalltown. Um, I'm sorry, no, this was last year. Yeah, this was last year, and he literally said, he goes, Dad, can I go? Because if this happens with Marshalltown, I won't be able to come. So it was last year, and I was thinking in my mind, this is 3 days of freaking hard work, like you and I talked about earlier. This is going to be a lot for a 17-year-old kid to comprehend, understand everything. Was he 18? And again, proud dad. He was, after the first day, he was the first one to meet customers, first one. He has my gene of interacting with contractors. He's very good at just his personality. I think so many people in this industry you've seen, like we said earlier, walking by their booth and they're looking at their time clock, they're going like this, going, oh man, when the fuck can I get out of here? I have never done that at a show ever, because I love the community, the brotherhood, meeting them, everyone. Like, to me, that is the drug, the
Yes.
addiction.
Yes. It is infectious.
100%.
100%. Yes.
100%. So I'm happy that my son has chosen to go that route, and he's going to service the Sacramento area with concrete tools. And all I'm doing is now I'm traveling the country to promote Superior and Marshalltown, and bring the blue collar workers back to, not even back. I mean, Marshalltown is Marshalltown, but I guess what I'm saying, like, I want to make it, like, I think we could absolutely crush this together.
No, I agree. I think it is a great, what's the word? Merger. It's not a merger, but it is a great.
I call it a partnership.
Yes, thank you. Partnership. Yes, it is. Because they didn't have what you have. Well, for the record, nobody has what you have because you own the patent to it. That's the geek out moment, the most important moment. It's way more important than the fact that you spilled your happy dad because of the wind. Way more important that you have a partnership in a positive way, because the industry can only get better. Really.
And we're going to, and yeah, they see the vision, and they see it, and this is a true story too. I will never forget when I flew back to Marshalltown. I'm packing my suitcase, and my wife's like, "What are you going to pack?" And I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, What are you going to pack? Are you going to pack a suit?" No, because I don't wear suits. So I I I'm a
Yeah.
jeans, I'm a
Okay.
boot, I'm a
Yep.
hat kind of guy. That's who I
Yep.
am. I'm not going to
Yep.
change. And
Yep.
that is what I love
Yeah.
about Marshalltown. They, Joe Carter, John Reynolds, John Vance, they all said, Scott, we don't want you to change at all. We want you to be
So
Scott Brening. We just want Scott Brening on Marshalltown's team. And
yeah,
to me, that is the greatest compliment I could ever have in my life.
it, it's this is going to be hard for me to say.
Oh, geez. Should we do a
It,
shot?
it's the opposite for me.
How so?
I don't dress like another average concrete guy. I
Got it.
dress like an artist.
Yep.
And I love it. I think the industry loves it. Through the grapevine, they don't understand it. And I have to decide if I'm going to change or if I'm going to be as chaotic as I always am.
No, I love you are being you, and you're not changing. I personally think that is what drew us. Going back to the first year, God, where did we party? It was that
Well,
was
it
it
would have
the
been in Worcester. So,
yeah, the Holiday Inn.
yeah, it probably, no, the Best Western. It was
Best
definitely
West.
at the Best Western.
So, yes, I think you being you, you were unique. Jesse, we all went again. It was we were all vendors. There were no contractors there. That's what like blew me away,
Except for me.
except for you.
I
But
was a contractor at that point. Well, I still am
okay,
at that point. I mean, I still am a contractor at Decocrete. Let's be realistic here. Every time I go to Decocrete, it's Rick Lobdell. Regardless of what company I work for now and what's going on and everything like that, that is something that is between Decocrete and me. That is something I've been doing for all of these years. It is me going there. I am not representing a company because I can't. That's a conflict of interest. And that is
true.
something that I had to address when I joined the company that I work for and everything like that. I had to make those decisions. We had to have that conversation because they're not the only ones. I have multiple companies that I am close friends with that I try to do training classes at and everything else that have nothing to do with my manufacturer that I work with at all. And so it's different for me. No, I go to Decocrete every single year as Rick Lobdell. Now,
Yeah,
it's always been Rick Lobdell of Concrete Mystique, but it's really, of course, to the same point, it's still me. Concrete Mystique is just the company I own. It's not about that. It's about me. I'm not in, I mean, I am the ego. Yes, it's all about me every time I'm there. And I love it because of that reason. And I love how Decocrete treats me because of that reason. And I
yeah,
love being there for all of those things. And I love the ego. And I love the amount of attention that I get. And I love the fact that we've met each other and you've got to watch that attention and the chaos and the outfits and everything like that because you put up with it. You think it's hilarious. You think it's cool. You get it. Not everybody does.
I see what you're saying. I do.
And I'm still addressing that and I'm trying to decide do I let go and go
No,
to a concrete show as a concrete guy who's
no,
never
don't
poured concrete before? Or do I go as myself and say, screw it, either you love me or you hate me? There is no gray area. The one positive about Rick Lobdell is there's no gray area.
don't conform. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love it. Everyone loves it. That's why you become successful. I wouldn't change a thing.
Not, yeah, appreciate that. Still a lot to think about. But
No,
to the
no,
same
don't not
point,
change.
I have bought the best sport coat, coat that I have bought yet for this world of concrete. So for the record, I
next
can't
one?
wait. Yeah, I need to buy more, but I found the most ultimate coat that I have found yet.
Love it.
And I can't wait to wear it. But I have to think about these things. I have to decide, if I'm going to calm down a tiny bit because I am getting a little over the top. But who
Yeah.
else is going to do it? I mean, we're in Vegas. It's World of Concrete. It's the SHOT Show. It's the porn show. Like, why not dress to the nine? We're in Vegas.
You're
Why not have fun?
Sinatra. You're Sinatra. Fucking go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. I am the Sinatra of decorative concrete, am I not?
Absolutely. I say go for it.
That is a good one.
I'm all in.
All right. I've had a great time, my friend.
Oh my gosh.
Now you know why I wanted to do this.
I
'Cause
love
you
it.
questioned me. You 100% questioned me. And this was such a good time. Like, we need to do this more often.
Absolutely.
Screw the podcast. We need to start doing this more often personally. Because this was
I
a
don't
great
even know
time.
where you live. Where do you live?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville. Oh, fuck.
Home
yeah.
of the Grand Ole Opry. I'm in the middle of beautiful, chaotic money. Lots of money.
How close are you to, what is it called? What's that street called?
Broadway?
Is it Broadway where all the
Yeah.
fucking bars are?
Yeah. 20
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah. I used to be 5 miles away. Now I'm 14 miles away. So yeah,
Okay.
25 minutes. I'm down there. You come, you tell me, and that's one for the record to anybody that is listening. For the record to anybody that is listening and comes to Nashville, I have a lot of pride living in Nashville. I'm from Ohio. I've lived in Nashville for 23 years. 23 years last month. Okay. And 2 months ago. And I love showing off Nashville. So if you come to my town and you post that you were in my town and you didn't contact me, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. I'm going to make it very clear.
So I'm brainstorming here, just throwing this out there. I say we get everyone we know, Rick Thomas, everyone go to Nashville, and let's do a circle talk on your podcast.
That would be awesome. I will take care of everything if you guys do that. We
could do that in a heartbeat. We could could have this planned by tomorrow night.
Game on.
Okay, I'm fucking
because to your same point, again, the whole point of this conversation is we love this industry. We love everything that has to do with this industry. We love the brotherhood of this industry. What is it going to take to even show that off more? And if you guys are willing to come to Nashville, but to the same point, you come to Nashville, let me know. Reach out to me. I love being a tour guide of this town. I love showing you honky tonks. I hate country music, and I love going honky tonky. Those are two different conversations completely.
Hey, let's keep elaborating on this. I say we throw this out to all the viewers and say, hey, we're doing it for 2 nights. These 2 nights, Friday, Saturday, in Nashville. If you want to come, we make this a fucking party.
Let's party, because I love showing off this town. It's a great town. I lived in the middle of nowhere for a long time in Ohio, and if I wanted to go see a concert, it was an hour and a half to 2.5 hours away to go see one. Then I moved to Savannah, Georgia, and I thought because it was a bigger town, everybody went through there. No, they went to Atlanta, they went to Jacksonville. So now it's 4 hours or 2.5 hours. Nothing close to me. You come to Nashville, they all come to me. So I've been here for 23 years. Trust me, I have made up for the first 20 years of my life. I have made up for all of it. The first almost 30 years. I have made up for 100% of it on all the shows I've seen here, all the bands I've seen. Music is my thing. That's a whole nother conversation. So come on down to Broadway, and I will show you a hell of a time, and I will show you how this works. Because from a business perspective, how Broadway works will blow your mind.
I bet. No, I think you could get so many people there for this thing. Not only people that talk on. I mean, we could do like a. I don't even know what it's called when you do like a.
An intervention? No, just kidding.
Say it again?
I said an intervention. No, just kidding.
No, well, maybe. Are we doing one more shot?
Rick, we've got to talk about your outfits. This is an intervention. We got to explain to you. You can't wear sport coats anymore. You've got to.
No, I think like a community. I don't know, event. I think so. I personally think if you threw it out there that we had all these, big time concrete guys there, I guarantee they would come.
No, I think it's a great point. I think it is a. Let me think about that. We were going to talk more about that.
Concrete bash.
The decorative bash. I don't know about
decorative concrete bash. We'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll think of something. All right.
No, hey, thank you for having me. I think this is great. I think I'm going to have you on my show. We'll do the same type of thing. Just 2 guys sitting back, talking about the industry, how they got started, what's going on in life, everything.
Yes. I'm so glad you said yes to this because I know you questioned it. You guys should see the messages he sent to me asking a gazillion questions. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. Now you know why. It was nice. It was raw. It was real.
I know.
You got to let go for a second, and you got to trust the people that are asking you to do an interview, because hopefully they know what the hell they're doing. Maybe I do, maybe I don't, but
no, you
really
did great.
appreciate
I
it,
just
man.
don't know. I hope people like what they hear.
I guarantee they will, and we will find out because they will tell us. That's the fun about it.
I know, that's the great thing about the internet.
So, cheers, my friend. Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Nothing but respect for you across the board, and we will talk again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rick, and keep up the hustle.
Thank you, man. All right, bye.